The problem with Soldier is it's only good sort of mid-range, where McCree shines in mid-range and also close range. And he also has a stun, which makes it very good for team fighting. Meanwhile, Soldier does not really have any kind of good utility outside of his heal, which is not really that effective in a team fight. And in this kind of meta where you just have team fights all the time, with Lucio speed boosts and going in, you just want to have a McCree with your stun on, and also you can deal with close threats rather easily, especially if they have a Reaper or so.
What would you like? I mean, for the defenders here, they've got their McCree on place, but they've also picked up a soldier. Would you like? What would you like? Do you like the soldier for that pick, or would you like it to have replaced it with something else?
Possibly replaced with something else. Like having 2 hit scan heroes can be slightly overkill, especially when one is not that effective. I think having possibly even a Genji could be pretty nice. Like Genji on this kind
Genji,
of maps. Yeah, it works on this map, especially on the second part by the shuttle. The cyber agility really kicks in, where you just can go up and down, and plus you can assassinate targets like Zenyatta.
On attack, we have an attack Junkrat, a pick that I'm not entirely too excited about. But he's managed to get up and above them, raining down and trying to deny that area. The only one that is able to challenge that is Lucio, which is unfortunate for the defending team, and they're forced to back down from that rail of grenades. It seems like that was a pretty good opening pick. I like it. It worked out for them.
I think the defenders were not aware of the Junkrat presence right away.
Exactly.
They should have focused him right away.
And now the Junkrat goes down into the team and manages to get picked off immediately. He should not have done that. Keeping the upper ground would have been central for trying to keep that character efficient.
The problem with Junkrat is he's more of a area denial hero. He's not like good for team fights. And McCree with solid aim, or even Soldier with solid aim, will be able to shut down him pretty fast.
Absolutely. And I really think they should have. I think they should use his wheel and switch off him immediately. He was good for like the first push, opening up that like first few meters, but now his utility is just not going to be present. They don't have high ground. They're pushing upslope against a team with a Reinhardt. Yeah.
The ultimate got blocked by the shield, by the Reinhardt shield. Pretty nice.
Yeah, strong.
Pretty good reflexes indeed.
And we see like a very sort of one-edged assault from the attackers here, which is in this map it's good to utilize like the verticality, because like if you're pushed through the arc, you can go above as the attacker and try to shoot. I mean, this is the frames are central here.
Yes.
You got a high noon coming up. It's not going to do much because of that Reinhardt shield.
It's more for zoning, I would say. You can get it back up rather quickly.
Diva ult landing in is going to be inefficient because of that. So the presence of the Reinhardt has been efficient. It's been good so far. Good use of the Zenyatta ult to negate that toilet.
Pretty solid, yes.
And Lucio ult coming up to try and make this push happen. Try and see if they can get one more pick.
They lost the Zenyatta. Shin dropped
and
out.
Lucio's dead. This was an alright push. They used the ult wisely. Defensive ult were strong.
And also Zarya is dying delayed, which means they will have to take more time to regroup. It's a really good thing for the attackers. Also, another thing, the attackers, his name, Elder Duck, he missed like his stun. He didn't get to stun anything with his Reinhardt.
Yes, that's quite unfortunate.
That was really unfortunate.
Elder Oak, yeah.
But he still managed to kill Zenyatta with his charge, which made them snowball rather quickly.
I see another high noon, but he's gonna doesn't get any picks, but manages to zone up a little bit. Soldier does go down. Rodik's ult is negated by the shield.
Again,
Elder not challenging. Yeah, the honorable Reinhardt combat has been present this game, and I am in favor of that.
I think this was a wasted Zenyatta ultimate. They already lost too many players, and it would be just better to regroup, recollect your forces, and go together again with your ults.
I really don't like they keep insisting on the Junkrat pick here. I think that is just hampering them severely now at this point of the game.
The meta is all about teamfights, and Junkrat has no place in teamfights like this. The hitscan heroes are just picking him off all the time.
Yes,
exactly. But there could be a reasoning. For example, if he's European and he has high ping, maybe that's the reason why he's playing Junkrat, because it doesn't require good aiming to play a Junkrat at all. Meanwhile, if you have a high ping, it's kind of hard to play a hitscan hero. That could be a possibility. Other than that, I wouldn't not know why.
Yeah.
However, the positioning of the defenders is really great here.
Yeah, it's
They have the
absolutely
high
stunning.
ground.
Yeah.
They can drop on them anytime, but already dropped a bit more defensively for some reason. They got a nice pick off.
The McCree ended up letting loose the ult, which is unfortunate. He could have just so they down that. But I feel like the McCree. I mean, McCree as a character is super strong, but the ult is really hard to pull off, especially
Yes,
at levels that are not trivial.
Exactly, but you get it very back quickly, so it's not a problem if you use it more or less for zoning or even for one
Yeah.
kill. You don't need fancy 3-4 kills whatsoever.
Especially with like both the Diva and the Reinhardt, it's very much a zoning tool, but you're rarely gonna get picks if those characters are at least on point.
That is true.
Diva is strong this patch, but she hasn't. I don't think she has seen that much like active tournament play.
The problem is because there is Zarya. Zarya can easily left click.
Time is.
Her.
So we've. Do we allow for to? Okay, so I think do we allow for them to push until they're like off the payload now, as in like standard overtime?
If they run out of time, it should be over.
Well, I mean the overtime is in the game. Oh, well, let's.
They're out of time, but usually they want to continue to the very end anyway. Just see it through, even though it's a loss.
Yeah.
So let it continue.
But I mean, the game would have still ruled this as an overtime, so I'm sort of inclined to let this. But there we go. Now it's over. Yeah, they lost that. Yeah, there we go.
Very unfortunate, but I think the Junkrat pick was a major problem, and also having a soldier. Having a Genji or Genji McCree combo would be much more effective overall.
Let's see.
Their ultimates should be, especially on attackers, they should try to bait the enemy ultimates as much as you can, because it's all about starvation, like making them starve of ultimates. So the less ultimates the defensive team has, the easier you'll get your push through.
Absolutely, you're correct. I mean, because the team fight meta is also very much an ultimate meta. You're focused around these combinations and these strong pushes with the ultimates. So baiting. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
It's all about ultimate resources in these team fights, like you said. So it was a pretty solid game overall. Some ultimates were maybe wasted here and there, and some picks were questionable at most, but perhaps they have a really good reason, like with ping and such, so you shouldn't be quick to blame them for it. And of course there's more games to be played, so we'll see how it goes. The next map should be Hollywood, if I'm correct, the hybrid
Oh,
map.
it's the loser picks. Either Hollywood or Dorado.
Or Dorado, yes, alright. I hope I see personally Hollywood, because it's a hybrid map.
Yeah, hybrid maps are fun.
Payload. They're very fun to watch and spectate, I would say.
That's correct. I mean, I remember like your game against like earlier today against Lovely Squad, and you kept trying to force like the small, the narrow hallway down from the building into the point, and the opposing team had an actually efficient Junkrat that was. That was an interesting dynamic, yeah. When they finally wisened up and went straight for the point, was good.
Yeah, that's when I told them, that we should just go straight for point after I tried 2 times from the high ground building.
Yeah, you can also have there are some very successful pushes on Holloway where you go around the building, because you have a little bit more like area to play on, but like the narrow hallway is like it's more often done because you don't even have to aim. You just point your weapon like in a general direction and you hit things.
That is true. However, you can also on Hollywood, you can go through the security room, which is on the right side, and go all around the building. Not just the left side, but the right side as well. Some teams like to do that, but eventually you want to establish, if possible, the high ground. Unless they have things like Junkrat or some things that are holding the choke, like the small tight spaces of the high ground buildings, then you might have to go just straight on point. And usually for straight on point tactics, you want to have possibly something like a Winston who gets shielded by Zaryas and things that can jump in their face. And because like we said, as soon as there is a team fight, Junkrat effectiveness becomes much less. It's not that effective anymore.
I mean,
he's a team fighter.
Absolutely not. But I see him like as a useful tool for area denial, right?
Exactly.
So
Like
you have maps where you have chokes that are good. For, like if you get through the choke, you have a good opportunity. It's a fairly like high risk, high reward kind of thing because if you use Junkrat, you're basically saying I don't want to get in that team fight, or if I get in that team fight,
you
I
don't want
need to
team
be
fights.
able to.
Basically, you want to
Yeah.
avoid them as much as possible.
You try to force like it's a stalling tactic, and with a lot of characters that are very good at either breaking through points quickly, as like for example Genji, getting through and getting causing disruption.
That is true. However, the problem with that is the enemy team, like the attackers, when they will get their ultimates, especially Lucio ultimate, they can just speed boost ultimate and force the fight with ultimates, and they have to
Absolutely.
fight. And by having that Junkrat, it makes it much harder.
I've seen some cool plays with the wheel coming in as a
That
counter to, but is it to negate one of the powerful like a Lucio ult, you basically just remove all the shields and bring to half health.
exactly. However, the problem with the
But yeah.
wheel, the junk Riptire, is it gets shut down very quickly.
Yeah, if you
That's
have
why
a hit hero who knows how to shoot, you're not gonna have a good
you're
time.
not gonna have a good time. That's why defense heroes are very popular at lower ranks in competitive, because people don't have good aim, and such heroes as Junkrat may become much more stronger, much more effective. But as high rank you go or play against better players, the defensive hero's effectiveness drops down by quite a lot. But here we can
Oh,
see his
let's
play of
see.
the game. It might
we thought
not be
we were
even.
shit talking the oh, it's after the is it
Yeah,
after actually at
yeah,
the timeouts. And he
yeah.
goes for the wheel straight inside the opposing team and blasts it immediately.
Yeah, that was
And
quite.
that's funny. That's cool.
Yeah, that was still interesting, nevertheless.
And
Now
now we
let's see
jump
what
over to
maps we'll play.
you. Yeah.
Oh, we're jumping on Neo. Very well.
Yes. So we say we might see some switch ups and
That is true,
to be
yes.
exposing themselves, especially exposing flanks for an efficient Genji or just like a hard like a fairly hard rush from the beginning. So we might see a bit of an over eager defense.